Developers hid these secrets well. Name's Dave with WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game secrets that developers didn't want found. So for this list, we'll be going over video game secrets that were found by players despite developers' best efforts to keep them hidden. Number 10. Professor Oak Battle, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Pokemon had its fair share of hidden opponents over the years, but one foe never even made it into the game proper. In the original Pokemon games, performing one of several glitches will allow the player to battle the Pokemon Professor himself, Professor Oak. The absent-minded Professor uses powerful Pokemon, with levels above that of the Elite Four and the player's rival, possibly indicating that Oak was originally meant to be the game's final opponent, but that he was excised from the final version for whatever reason. Maybe the developers didn't want to ruin Oak's absent-minded Professor vibe by having him be good at Pokemon battles. Number 9. Nero Family Side Quest, Final Fantasy IX. This secret wasn't necessarily kept because of developers, it was more likely due to publishers. While Japan was made aware of it through the Ultimania strategy guides, the strategy guides in North America were notoriously poor by comparison, and this side quest went undiscovered there for years. The crux of it involves repeatedly speaking to members of the bovine-looking Nero family in Lindblum after major events, eventually owning a Protect Ring. Progressing too far without speaking to them can render the player unable to complete the quest, which is another likely reason it went undiscovered in the West for so long. Number 8. Chris Houlihan Room, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The developers at Nintendo hoped that gamers wouldn't find this particular room, but find it they did. In the SNES Zelda title, players can sometimes glitch the game so badly that it doesn't know where to send Link when he enters the door. In such a case, they are sent to a blue floored room filled with 45 blue rupees as a kind of failsafe to stop the game from crashing completely. A plaque on the wall proclaims the writer's name to be Chris Houlihan, and asks the readers to keep this room a secret between them. In actuality, Chris Houlihan was the winner of a Nintendo Power Contest to have their name programmed into the game. Quite a legacy. Number 7. Unused Citadel levels, GoldenEye 007. Given how popular it was in its heyday, GoldenEye 007 was subject to all kinds of rumors. One of these myths was that there was a hidden, unused level named Citadel. Despite developer Rare's claims that no such level existed, some fan tinkering revealed that the stage really does exist. Granted, it's still unfinished and not very detailed, but it exists nonetheless. And thanks to some patches made by dedicated fans, a version of it is playable, albeit with some transparent surfaces. It took some doing, but fans managed to break into the legendary Citadel at last. Number 6. The Naboo Starfighter, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. What do a Canadian city, a Swedish guitarist, and Star Wars have in common? Well, they're all part of one of the best kept secret codes in video game history. Star Wars Rogue Squadron was released months before the hotly anticipated Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, but a key part of the movie was hidden in the game. This was kept a secret not only by the few developers aware of it, not being told the code to unlock it, but also due to the code's extra layer of protection. To unlock this fighter, first the code Halifax with a question mark must be entered, which appears to do nothing. Then the code YNGWIE! Likely a reference to the notorious shredder Yingmi Malstein, can be entered, unlocking the ship.
The shuttle is away. Rogue Leader, get your squadron out of there.
Number 5. Black Cellphones, Grand Theft Auto 5. This game's massively open world allows players to enter cheat codes using the in-game cell phone numbers. However, one phone number without much obvious use is 1999-367-3767. Dialing this number causes a small explosion over the player's heads and changes the player's cell phone color to black, and also makes it slightly larger. Some have speculated its purpose is related to the last 7 numbers in the sequence of corresponding to the words EMP drop. The code may also be tied to an unused single-player mission called Ojasad, but with no information forthcoming from the developers, GTA 5's black cell phones remain a mystery. Number 4. Player's Master Hand, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Plenty of fighting games featured a method of unlocking the ability to play as a boss character. Although Super Smash Bros. Ultimate allows the players to play as the villainous glove Master Hand, this was actually possible over a decade earlier in Super Smash Bros. Melee. By pressing a combination of buttons while interacting with the name field entry, and by using the controller in player 3 ports, a glitch allows the player to use the boss in battle. Given the fact that other players can't defeat Master Hand, and the fact that the game is prone to crashing when it is done, makes it clear that this is a glitch the developers didn't want players discovering. Number 3. Jerk Announcer, Wave Race Blue Storm.
Just because you go around in circles doesn't make you a big wheel.
Racing games have loads of codes for variety, but this jet ski racer had one that developers were probably wise to keep hidden. Although the announcer in the game is usually an enthusiastic voice that encourages the players with positive reinforcement, a code that was only discovered 9 years after release can be entered into the audio settings menu to alter the voice into one that derides you.
Is that the best you could do? Pathetic. Waste of time.
This sarcastic and bored announcer criticizes your every move on the course, to the point where you'll probably want to strangle him after a single lap. As novel as it might be, we can see why it took so long for it to be revealed.
You don't have an inferiority complex. You're just inferior.
Number 2. AX arcade game, F-Zero GX. In 2003, Sega actually made 2 versions of F-Zero. There was the GX version for the GameCube and AX for the arcades, with said arcade cabinets even having a GameCube memory slot for cross-compatibility between the 2 versions. However, in 2012, it was actually discovered that the arcade version of the game was hidden on the GameCube game discs. Accessible only through the use of an action replay device, players can input a series of codes with the device in order to unlock the arcade version of the game. Seems like there was no need to track down one of these bulky cabinets all this time.
Want more video game content? Check out our gaming channel Mojo Plays and discover games and ideas you never knew existed. With more lists, breakdowns, and our latest series, Arcade Roulette.
Justin and John are in!
Oh.
Hey, is that Porky Pig? There's a lot of things being ripped off in this game.
Number 1. Hot Coffee, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
You wanna have some coffee?
The Grand Theft Auto series has generated plenty of controversy over the years, but this is easily the most contentious aspect with something hidden in the game's code. The so-called Hot Coffee mod sees San Andreas protagonist Carl able to romance several women and receive an invite back to their place for some coffee.
You want coffee, baby?
Cool.
However, while the usual version of the game implies that they have sex, a mod allows access to an unfinished minigame embedded in the game that allows players to control Carl during the act. Given the public outcry and the fair amount of money lost over the minigame since the game had to be recalled, it's pretty clear why the developers kept it a secret.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, lady.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.